My mother-in-law humiliated me for years. Then her favorite daughter-in-law exposed her, and that completely changed our family. My mother-in-law, Diane, played a very specific, twisted little game. She called it elevating the family. But really, it was just her way of psychologically torturing me. I am married to her oldest son, Wesley, but the undeniable shining star of Diane's universe was my sister-in-law, Harper. Harper was married to Wesley's younger brother, and in Diane's eyes, she could do absolutely no wrong. If I bought a nice, moderately priced bottle of wine for a family dinner, Diane would inspect the label, sigh heavily, and say, "Oh, that is sweet of you to try." But Harper always brings that imported Italian vintage. She just has true elegance. If I hosted a casual Sunday brunch, Diane would slowly walk around, wiping down my spotless kitchen counters, whispering just loud enough for me to hear, "It's okay, Wesley. We can't all be natural homemakers like Harper." For years, I just smiled. I poured her coffee, Wesley would rub my shoulder under the table and tell me to just ignore it. So I did. I absorbed the quiet disrespect, letting it wash over me like cold water. But everything shifted last October. Harper and I ended up stranded together at a miserable airport during a family trip. Our flight was delayed for 6 hours. We were sitting at a dimly lit terminal bar, drinking martinis in total silence, when Harper suddenly started crying. Just silent, heavy, exhausted tears. I handed her a napkin, completely shocked. She looked at me, her eyes red, and whispered, "I am so incredibly tired of performing for her." Over the next 3 hours, the floodgates absolutely shattered. Harper confessed that Diane was a total nightmare behind closed doors. That imported Italian wine, Diane bought it, handed it to Harper in the driveway before dinner, and forced her to present it as her own, just to make me look cheap. That perfect homemaker image? Harper was working 60 hours a week, and Diane would secretly hire a professional cleaning crew for Harper's house, just so she could brag to the extended family about how effortless Harper was compared to me. Harper looked at me, her voice shaking, and said, "She tells me every single day that I need to outshine you, or my husband will leave me for someone better. She uses me to hurt you." I didn't get mad. I just felt this deep, comforting sense of absolute clarity. So, the two of us made a plan. Fast forward to Christmas Eve. I was hosting the massive family dinner. Diane walked in, wearing her usual smug, superior expression. When we finally sat down at the beautifully decorated table, Diane immediately started her routine. She tapped her glass and announced to the entire room, "I just want to thank Harper for this magnificent glazed ham. It really saves the evening when someone with true class steps in." I looked at Harper across the table. Harper smiled calmly, took a very slow sip of her wine, and said, "Actually, Diane, I bought this at the grocery store deli for $30. It was on clearance." The dining room went dead silent. You could have heard a snowflake hit the window. Diane's jaw practically hit the floor. She nervously chuckled, her eyes darting around. "Oh, Harper, stop being so modest." "I'm not," Harper replied, her voice steady and projecting clearly. "Just like I didn't buy that expensive Italian wine at Thanksgiving. You bought it, and you made me lie about it just to make her look bad." Harper pointed directly at me. Wesley's brother froze, staring at Harper, then slowly turning his head to look at his mother. Diane turned a horrifying shade of beet red. I am just trying to maintain our family standards," she stammered. Then it was my turn. I leaned forward, resting my chin on my hands, feeling completely, blissfully calm. "You don't have standards, Diane," I whispered, holding eye contact with her so intensely that she actually shrank back in her chair. "You have insecurities, and you thought you could use us as little chess pieces to make yourself feel powerful. Game over." Diane stood up, shaking with absolute rage, demanding that her sons defend her. But Wesley just looked at her, unblinking, and calmly said, "Mom, the door is behind you. Leave." Diane stormed out into the freezing snow. It has been 3 months. We haven't heard a single word from her. But every Sunday morning, Harper comes over to my house. We drink cheap, store-bought coffee, wearing our oversized sweatpants, and life has never felt so incredibly peaceful.